Hello, welcome back to my podcast known as The Toxic Biological Parents. I'm your host, Yesenia Fernandez, and I'm going to discuss and dive into the stories of what caused me to finally cut all ties with both of my biological parents. The first person who I cut ties with is my biological mother. Even though she had abused me, threw me in a mental hospital, turned the whole world against me, for some weird reason, I wanted to try to have her in my life because everyone deserves a second chance, is what I was always taught, especially by my stepmom. And I was always seeking her approval, no matter how much she treated me like dirt. As I was changing and growing, I should have given her the benefit of the doubt. It took me a while, but I looked for her, and I told her how I have been changing. I want to give her a chance so we could try to fix our relationship, even though she didn't really deserve it. The first time, it ended badly with me calling my dad and my stepmom the next day to pick me up after I was supposed to have the weekend with her. I think what pissed me off most about her is that she never gave me a sincere apology about everything she did to me. She did apologize, but she always followed it up with an excuse. This is the way I was taught. Oh, this is the first serious relationship I've ever had. Yes, it's a serious relationship where every time you fought, you would only come to me when you were upset with him, or when you first started dating, you got into a huge fight and I caught you drinking and watching Toy Story 3. No kidding, that's what I caught her doing one time after she was supposed to pick me up from my midnight Halloween party. Totally forgot she had a kid. If it hadn't been for a friend, mom, who decided to drop me off at home, she wouldn't have cared if I had walked home or if I had been hurt, kidnapped, nothing. The second time, she said some pretty hurtful things to me and I couldn't take it anymore. She was upset because I was telling her about some of my adventures with my stepmom, with my dad, with my sister. It triggered her because she ended up saying that they're not your real family, I'm your family by blood, that's all that matters. What I ended up telling her was that it doesn't matter if we have blood or not, she treats me like I'm part of the family. And I gave her chance after chance. One time, trying to see if she would do the right thing and help me pay for my college tuition when I started at the SUNY College of Brockport studying computer science. I reached out to her again, hoping this time would be different. Granted, this was going to be her final opportunity to prove to me that she could be the mom that I needed. She said she would take care of my college tuition, and I asked her to not manipulate me, and I told her that I did not want her boyfriend around me, which she respected. We started with a cordial relationship, but then there came a subject that did not make me so happy. She sued my dad for child support. The thing is, she used to get on him for that, and it turned out she only needed a lot of child support money so she could take care of herself for the most part instead of me. And I asked her to please stop doing things to come after my family, which she clearly didn't respect. We got into a huge argument. I asked her please not to do this, and she fights back saying, Yesenia, I thought you didn't care about money. It's not about the money, it's about the fact that I asked you to respect my boundaries when it came to my family, and you're clearly not doing that. That's when I finally put my foot down. And I ended up telling her, don't look for me, don't call me, I don't want to speak with you again. And this time I actually meant it. I didn't want to deal with her crap anymore. I was done having her in my face and not feeling sorry for anything she did to me. That was the nail in the coffin in our relationship. Especially because she couldn't stand the fact how my stepmom acted like a real mother with me instead of her, yet she didn't want a kid to begin with. My stepmom took care of me, made sure I was going to school, was there for me when I needed her. As I finally put the nail in the coffin in our relationship, she tries to act like nothing happened, like a crazy person, especially because her nickname is Miss Psycho. As I was away at college, she started harassing me with fake love. Tell me if this doesn't sound so fake to you after we have an argument not that long ago. It's good morning, mom loves you and misses you dearly. Hope you are doing great. I obviously responded, what part of don't call me or text me did you not understand? Her reaction to me saying that was, have a wonderful spring semester. God be with you always. I emojied her back a middle finger saying, have a great life. Then I unblocked her because we had to resolve a campus issue because she didn't want to pay for my stuff anymore or help me out because she was a selfish person. But what can you do about that, right? To this day, she finds ways to harass me because I changed my phone number, so now she can't reach out to me. I blocked her on all forms of social media, except when I started making my Facebook account. Tell me or not, does this sound fake? Hey Jess, I hope this message finds you well. I wanted to reach out and say hello, see how you are doing, and where life has taken you. You look beautiful in your profile pic, by the way. I hope and pray I am here whenever you desire to say hello or for anything you may need. You're always thought and missed dearly. I didn't believe that, did you guys? Yeah, I didn't think so. It took me a long time, but I was finally able to do it and get away from her because, honestly, who wants a toxic, self-centered person who abuses you and doesn't even feel bad about it? Only a crazy person. If I could do this and get away from my biological mother, who was very toxic, I encourage people who are going through something similar or even worse with their own biological mother, you guys can do it too. It's better to be safe and at peace than to be around a person filled with crazy drama. For my biological father, that part was a little tricky because I was living with him. I was still resentful towards him for not being there for me growing up. And then when he did, he barely showed up. He was blaming me for his marriage problems because he was an alcoholic. I first started to be a little more resentful towards him when he attempted to kick me out of the house before I was about to graduate high school, even though my stepmom stopped him. There were times out of anger where I said I wanted to live with my mom because I was always getting in trouble, but my stepmom always stopped me. He could have cared less where I was. He didn't want to be a father either and didn't want to deal with me. He started to push all of us away because he was an alcoholic. He didn't want to get help. He didn't want to admit it. In his head, that's normal. To this day, he tries to manipulate me as well, but I don't let him. There was also a nail in the coffin moment with us in our relationship as well. It was when we were starting to move and he had to pick me up from my job because we needed boxes to move, which I got from work. I get in the car after helping him get the boxes. It's just us in the car and he asks me, Yesenia, do you think I love you? My response to that, I think you support me financially and the family as well. Even though he really didn't spoil me, he just spoiled my sister and my stepmom with expensive stuff. The only reason I ever got clothes or new phones is because my stepmom always got it for me, even though he didn't approve. Back to what I was saying, I told him I feel like he does support me financially, but he's never really there for me. He psychologically, emotionally abused me. I felt that was the time to explain to him how I was truly feeling. His response to that, oh, I'm sorry, but that's the way I was raised. That's the way I was taught. And I said to him that doesn't matter. You're supposed to want to do better for your kids. I do not deserve to be treated like that. No one does, to be honest. His argument to what I was saying was, Yesenia, it's all your fault that we don't have a good relationship because you're always telling whenever I drink, you're such a snitch. You have no loyalty to me. And believe it or not, while he was in the middle of having a separation / pre-divorce moment with my stepmom, I told him I wanted to live with him and be with him because I felt like if I didn't, he was gonna come crashing down and lose his mind. If he didn't see the loyalty in that, there's obviously something wrong with him. I even told my stepmom I felt like I have to be with him because I don't want him to do something stupid. And back to our conversation, in terms of the loyalty, I told him that it doesn't matter if I had said something. She would have figured it out. She asked me for an honest opinion. I gave it to her. And no use. We fought for hours because I told him the problem with you is you don't take accountability for the way you treated me. And that hurts because you don't feel sorry. He's like, I don't hit you. You don't have to hit me in order to abuse me. There's also such a thing as an emotional and psychological abuse. Look it up. That conversation ended up with me in tears. He didn't care how I felt. He didn't apologize for the way he has treated me over the years. I finally let it all out with him. I told him that, you know what's crazy? I wouldn't even be here if Sandra hadn't said yes. If she hadn't, you would have probably just left me on my own. He says that's not true, yet he tells her that if she's not okay with me living there, he would have left me in a group home. After that moment, that's when I realized I had to cut all ties with him too. Because if you can't say you basically don't love your child and don't take accountability for the pain you caused them, then you don't deserve to be a father. I came home in tears. He thought I was trying to convince my stepmom that he was the bad guy because he still was trying to get her back. I told him that's not what I was doing. I was just really upset. She heard me crying and it upset her as well. But after that, our relationship was finally over. No more attempts to grow close or anything like that. And even when I was in Florida, as I mentioned in the previous episodes, he started to financially abuse me as well. My stepmom, my sister, when he knew we were still trying to figure things out. He showed up for my birthday, but he didn't really interact with me. He tried to manipulate my stepmom into taking him back. That's when my sister put her foot down and told him off. I had to basically not hide from him, isn't the word, cut all ties in the sense of I changed my phone number. We moved to a different address so he wouldn't know. And I don't speak to him or have any relationship with him at all. Then there was a time my aunt reached out to my stepmom to tell her that my grandmother, his mom, was trying to look for me. Of course, he did the same thing that my biological mother did and lied, saying that I was the crazy one, that I was being manipulated, because he doesn't think I have the ability to think for myself when I clearly showed him when we had that conversation in the car before I moved to Florida that I can. It was just a very awful situation. I really didn't even like his mom either, because she was such a, how do I say it, nosy chismosa who would tell the whole town, and she expected me to take his side while he was going through a divorce with my stepmom, when I'm like, no, this is not 1950s. They don't have to stay together. That's between them, and if she wants to leave him, that's her decision. I'm not going to trick her or manipulate her. She basically never cared to know how I was doing. She just wanted to know other people's business, especially my dad's. To this day, he still tries to manipulate me, even though when he messages me, it sounds so dry. One time, even though I have him blocked on Facebook now and on Instagram, he once messaged me saying, I hope you're doing well. Hopefully one day you can look for me. That sounds so dry even reading it out loud. But both my biological parents in general have tried to manipulate me into trusting them, that they want to do things right, when all they've proven is that they won't change, and they're still the toxic, self-centered, narcissistic people that they've always have been. They don't feel bad about the abuse they've caused me, because when they both apologized, it was followed up with an excuse. When you have to take accountability for your actions, and if you don't do that, that doesn't mean you're really sorry. I used to do that as well and follow up with an excuse, but because I've grown and I'm on a self-healing journey, I've changed, and I take accountability for my actions when I know for a fact I'm wrong. I try to communicate with other people. I try to hear their side, let them hear my side. I believe in second chances with people, but if you don't take advantage of that second chance and prove that you're still the same person who will never change, then you've got to go. That is my advice for the people who have dealt with their biological parents and who are worse than mine. If they're not good for you, and if they prove to you that they won't change despite the fact that you give them a second chance, cut them loose. It is not worth it. I'm finally in a happy place right now, and no matter how much they try to tell me that they've changed, they love me and all that, I know it's not true. And honestly, what would be best for me is to not have a relationship with any of them, because for the first time ever, I'm putting my mental health and my happiness over theirs. I'm doing great now because I finally have peace and harmony in my life. I'm still working on my issues that I had when I was younger. Health is wealth. Put yourself, your happiness, and your future ahead of other people's. Thank you for hearing me out on the Toxic Biological Parents podcast.